give yourself away. If you do not leave here and do something that actually rescues your own ambition on a daily basis, you're going to become exhausted. That's going to happen. Here's the problem with exhaustion. Teachers who are exhausted are not just exhausted at school. You're exhausted with your family, you're exhausted with your husbands, your wives, your children. It weighs on you. So that's one of the reasons when you are in a vocation, which the Bible says some of us are actually called as teachers. I'm a called teacher. That's, the New Testament, they talked about the Church of Acts. Some of us are called to teach. When we are called, we come in with a full, I'm a full press all the time. Here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen to you. This is what we're going to do to you. And so when we give ourselves away like that and we don't do anything to actually restore and reassure our own spiritual dispositions, we're exhausted. That's bad for us. And no one thinks a lot about that, today. Second part are behaviors. And I want to tell you what we're going to talk about this summer. I'm going to do one, and that's it. Accepting no for an answer. Okay? Accepting no for an answer was, there was a point in life, like my mother, who used to hit you in the face if you asked twice for anything. Like, that was her strategy, and it was effective. I rarely asked twice for anything unless I was an arm's length away from her. You didn't ask twice. The average American child, I have 6 of them myself, ask 7 times. They get 7 no's before they get a yes. Okay, what does that look like? Can I go to the movie? No. Please, can I go to the movie? No. You're not going to the movie. I know, but Miss Lewis is letting Glenn go to the movie. No, we're not going to. You're not seeing that movie. No, I know, but they're going to give me a ride and I'll be home at 6. No. And then it's, you know what? You go to that movie. I don't care if you go to that movie. Go to 2 movies. Don't even come home. I don't care if you come home. Just go, right? And so maybe for some of you that wasn't your experience, but as a classroom teacher, can I go to the bathroom? No. I got to go to the bathroom. No, you can't go to the bathroom. We're not changing class right now. I know, but if you don't let me go to the bathroom, my mom's calling you. I don't care if your mom calls me. That's not how. If you don't let me go to the bathroom, I'm getting up out of here. No. And then you know what my experience has been is something happens which requires the teacher to call for help, and guess where the student often goes? To the bathroom. And then when they go to the bathroom, somebody talks to them about why they should go to the bathroom another time, and then working out with you, and then they're back in there. But accepting no for an answer is neurological, okay? For many of our students, when they don't know how to accept no for an answer, instantly when they hear no, there's resistance. They could even not want it that bad, but just the no itself puts in resistance. The problem with not teaching children about how it feels to accept no is they could spend the next 60 minutes thinking about how they're going to get a yes. Not thinking about biology or English or anything else, just literally, how am I going to get a yes from you? And I hate you for giving me a no, and I don't like her, and she always tells me no, and I don't, you told her yes, and their whole mind can literally be on getting a yes from you. For what we taught school-wide in my last 2 schools was this. If I tell you no, it's going to be uncomfortable for you. You're not going to like it. You could have any number of physical reactions, resistance, anger, any of those things. But that's not between me. That's between you and you. Okay? So get to know what it feels like when no comes at you. Understand what no, feel that. What are you thinking? And then the second part is, how do you get a yes out of you? Teaching students to bring a yes out of them. Not just, us teaching them to accept no, but helping them find their own yes. Yes, I can agree with you. Yes, I can view this and understand this. Yes, I'm willing to cooperate. We're so busy writing up no's that we have failed to really understand that you cannot demand that from somebody. But part of the teaching of that is finding your personality. So in my classroom, it was no. And when I say no, you're allowed to do this. You're allowed to ask me if this is negotiable. Okay? That gives everybody one more chance to ask one more time in case you're one of those people that ask 7. I'm going to tell you whether or not it's negotiable at that point privately. I'm going to tell you, right? But the other thing is, here's a tip for you. If you have an IEP or a 504 or some reason why you might lose it in this room, you have a sticky note. And if no is going to be a problem that's going to keep everybody else from learning, you are to write it down on that sticky note. And that's between you and your behavior plan, not me and you. Because at that point, it's out of my hands anyway, right? Once you are dealing with any kind of special accommodation, if the child is going to use the accommodation to get the yes out of you, go ahead and tell them to write it down to begin with. So you can begin from the beginning with the yes that they want, not the no that the rest of the students are gonna get. That's one example of the ways that we work within a system between 80% of the students and then 20% of the students who might have an exception to your classroom management. Begin with a universal plan.